Recently, there's been a rise in the controversy over Chipotle's skimping. Is it true? Is it not true? Well, we're going to find out in today's episode. And don't worry, I'm not going to go in and do a one sample test and start holding out my phone and recording. But before that, let's roll a skit.
Hello, how can I get you started? Yo, what's up, my dog? I just got my pump and I am starving. A bowl? Water brown? Huh? Oh. Yo, give me more rice. Okay, I'll give you more white. All you had to say was please. Black or pinto? Black beans, but sorry, man, those muscles don't build themselves.
So that was me poking fun at the CEO of Chipotle. He's a multimillionaire, so he could definitely handle that. And even Chipotle's own social media accounts are making fun of this whole situation. And I do have to make a disclaimer. This isn't any insider information from my time of when I was an employee. All my information I've gathered is from the CEOs and the heads of Chipotle and the Chipotle Reddit, which is actually very deep and thorough. So what got this whole trend started? Because you got to go to the root of the issue before I explain why it's happening, what's going to happen in the future, and different aspects of current reality that's allowing this trend to happen. Well, first off, back in late May, a tweet came out saying that Chipotle employees were supposed to give out extra portions when they were being filmed. A bunch of different sources have denied this, and I could tell you it's not true. But that got a whole conspiracy theory going. And then alongside that, a lot of people just complain about Chipotle portions. But fun fact, Brian Nichols said it himself, and it's actually true. Since the beginning of Chipotle in like 1993 in Denver, Colorado, they have never changed the portion sizes. And you're only supposed to get like 4 ounces of white rice. And trust me, you do not want them to like measure out 4 ounces of white rice, because probably the average serving of white rice per person is like 8 to like 14 ounces of white rice. So it's way more than the Chipotle standard portion sizing. And then sadly, just one portion of chicken is 4 ounces, and that isn't a lot. So a lot of people just really want more, and especially with all this recent food inflation from fast casual, fast food places alike, they have increased faster than just the normal rate of inflation. So food at the grocery store is actually now cheaper comparatively to fast food now versus like 5 years ago. And I think because of that, people want more out of their fast food. And even though I've been a customer of Chipotle for almost a decade now, and I haven't noticed a change in portioning at all, I think people's perceived cost with it going up, they also want a little bit more value juiced out of that. And I admitted the one serving of chicken isn't really enough. Like if I had the money, I would always get double chicken, because just 4 ounces of chicken is like So I know people want to like push and wink and like fake punch an employee just to get that extra serving of chicken. And I respect it, but that's kind of the originality of this whole like trend. And also with now we have like TikTok and Reels and YouTube Shorts, the virality of something negative on a company is just so massive. Like you won't really see a lot of like upvotes on Reddit if someone's like, oh, this employee blessed with the portioning. But if someone's complaining, that tends to be upvoted and just like promoted on these vertical video sites way more. So there's a bunch of nuance on whether Chipotle is actually declining in portions. I would say like as a whole, probably not. But if you went into their like 1995 second store in Denver, I'm sure they were like loading you up because they were a startup needing to attract customers. Now they're an established business. Their stock is at an all-time high. They do need to appease shareholders, so they do have to try and penny pinch here and there. Call it the game of pennies if you want to. And I've seen like some managers of the managers just try and regulate portion sizing, because if it's out of control, then the company's losing more money than they should. Shareholders won't like that, and then the CEO gets out of the company, and nobody wants that, especially the guy getting paid millions and millions in stock options. I've read and I've experienced this as a customer. If you go to a Chipotle location and the manager is serving you, you tend to get less portioning than if the customer were to serve you. And I mean, the Chipotle policy is that you could get anything extra that you would like, except for the protein, guac, and the queso. That's extra. But if you want more pico or more rice, you could always just ask for extra. And some people, they feel bad and they don't want to just stand there and like asking more and more and more. You can literally do just that. And that's like sort of the issue with this whole thing, is that Chipotle is one of those unique fast casual places where you can ask for more. Most places are just like, no, that's the portioning. You don't go to McDonald's and say, oh, can I have like an extra patty or a little like half of a patty, or can you pour more fries in the fry carton? Like, no, you can't do that. But Chipotle is one of those places where you can ask for more, and because of that like expectation and that reality, controversies like this are bound to come up. And I'm sure there's going to be like maybe a controversy in like 10 years from now on like Kava, and like Kava's portionings are declining. Maybe here and there with certain super like stingy managers, it's true, but as a conglomerate, I don't think so. And I do admit that I love how Chipotle's leadership has had to respond to this recent controversy. We got some Brian Nickel interviews. We got like different leadership things, showing new videos to employees. It's pretty hilarious. And I do have to say, like, even though this is kind of like a bad look for Chipotle, even though in the end it's probably giving them more publicity, Chipotle in general benefits from more social media. Like, they introduced a new like fajitas in the quesadilla. That was a whole TikTok trend. They have this whole dragon sauce that was invented by social media, which is where you mix the red salsa with the sour cream. So Chipotle, like many other companies, benefit from social media, but sometimes there is the downside of this whole like mob coming together and demanding more portions for the food. Because I mean, I get it. And also, a lot of Chipotle's sales come from digital. This is all public information. You go in there, investor releases, and it's about like, I think like 35 to 50% of orders every single quarter is digital make line. And when you place a digital order, you're not face to face with the employee scooping your food. So you can't really tell them, oh, I want a lot more rice. I mean, you could put like the name of the bowl, like please bless on the chicken, and some customers do that. But I mean, sure, you could put like extra on the app, but it's just normal or extra. It's not like very extra or double extra. It's just extra, which is kind of a vague term. And when extra of white rice is 6 ounces, and most people normally get like 10 ounces on the front line, there's a discrepancy there, and that's kind of where some issues come up. So maybe Chipotle could add like even more customization. They could add like extra light or extra or like double extra on the app to help appease the more digital make line only customers. And overall, I'm a biased customer. I love Chipotle. I still to this day, even with all the price raises and like the average Chipotle bowl now costing $9 with tax, I don't believe you could get a better calorie per dollar ratio than at Chipotle. Taco Bell probably comes close because it's another cheap value Mexican fast food, fast casual spot. But I don't think any other place could get the calorie and protein to dollar ratio as high as Chipotle. And I still think it has great value. I do. I do have to say, movements like this are important. They show a company that they can't progress further, because I hate to say it, but robots are coming to Chipotle. So if something like this makes Chipotle thinking about how they're going to portion out certain food items with the robots in the future, I say this is a very key moment in Chipotle's history. Or it's a very funny one, because all the memes are just great and they make me laugh. As much as I want to put Chipotle on blast with some negative criticism, I just don't think their portioning has changed much, because it really hasn't. It ebbs and flows, but sometimes that's just how it is with a company where you could ask for more, and that creates this loose standard that can change from manager to manager at the over close to now 4,000 locations in North America, and now Chipotle is going global.
First, I can tell you the portions have not gotten smaller. One of the things I think it's great about Chipotle is if you come into the restaurant and you want a little more rice or you want a little more pico, all you got to do is kind of like...
Hey, can I just get a bowl, please?
To go?
For here.
Here, what kind of rice?
Can I just do white rice?
Yeah.
Oh, that's some good portions.
Yes, sir.
Can I just do some chicken?
Chicken.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. No, it's recording the bowl.
Okay. Would that be all for you?
Yes, that's all. I'm on the spectrum, ma'am.